Ending a good story is hard. Tying all your plot threads together in a way that not only earns the audience's tears, but also leaves them begging for more is exactly how you want to leave them. Satisfied and empty in the best kind of way. You did it. They really gave a shit about your cartoon where a bunch of high school girls pretend to be in a band together. So what's next for you? Are we doing a new project or the exact same thing, but this time it's a movie and it's British? Be honest, have you been sniffing tea leaves? I'm not gonna get mad, but you're gonna go back to rehab. You understand that, right? Have you guys ever gotten to a point in your life where you've had to ask yourself, how did I get here? Yeah? Well, you probably saw K-On! The movie in theaters when it came out. The more I think about this film, the more I'm amazed by it. This is a Frankenstein freak movie stitched together by loose ideas born from limitations. They didn't want to go past where the TV series ended and thought taking a trip abroad would be a fun story, but they also wanted to tell a story in school and make it accessible for people who hadn't seen the show. So all of these things were mixed together into this. When I first talked about this movie, I said that it doesn't have a reason to exist, but it does, clearly. Anyone who's seen it can tell you this. See, the show's ending was about Azusa coming to terms with everyone in the light music club graduating without her. This movie flips the perspective and makes it about the four seniors coming up with the song they played for her before dying tragically. I'm sorry, that's manga spoilers. I can't help myself. So what I'm interested in today is not why this film exists on a story level, but on like a higher, we'll call it a spiritual level. Hey, don't look at me, you're the one who clicked on the video. Would your favorite K-On! Character have done that? Clicked on this video? Have at it in the comments. Speaking of which, if your favorite is Azusa, you might have some beef with how this movie handled her character. I know I did when I first watched it. It was my main criticism of the film in that first video. Isn't that right, past me?
But some of her actions...
Okay, shut the fuck up, you're wrong. Rewatching this again, I felt that Azusa's actions not only made sense, they're also the backbone to the best thematic through line in the film. And hopefully one that'll bring us closer to that deeper meaning I'm searching for. That being the clear distinction between Azusa and the seniors. One way they show this is visually. You have all the seniors sitting down and facing each other, with Azusa being the odd one out. Her teacup is completely different from the others, and when asking her parents if she can go on the trip, Azusa leaves the room while all the seniors stay seated and then call and hang up in unison. This is all before they leave for London, and through their actions we see more cool distinctions. The seniors play inside jokes on her, like with these lame puns. Shit, the movie starts with one of these pranks. There's big things like Azusa asking if she's even allowed to go on the trip since she isn't graduating, which is followed up by this moment where everyone presses send as a group to join a concert. They gotta be all like, come on, join in, it's gonna be okay, mom, we don't gotta be at the fucking airport 6 hours early. This recurring bit is concluded when the seniors tell her that they're going to play in the classroom, and then she finally takes some initiative and says, I want to play too. Then there's little things like this head pat in the intro and the way Yui hangs over her all the time, plus the whole referring to her as a cat thing, all of which reinforce this big sister's little sister relationship they got going on. Oh, it's not that deep, bro. Yeah, okay, sure. It is not inherently deep to tell a story about four young friends. Now, four friends doing something nice for their younger friend. But when you consistently communicate a distinction between the two of them that enhances the simple story you're telling, that's depth. Go take the wind out of someone else's sails, man. This shit is just too cool to not appreciate. And what upgrades it to ice cold, so to speak, for me is the relationship between Azusa and Yui. I realized something while rewatching this movie. Yui is kind of annoying and weird and really creepy. I used to handwave all this by saying Azusa should know her well enough by now and understand she doesn't mean anything by it. She's the one acting out of character here, but like, who is Azusa? Insecure, overthinker, very emotional. Oh, and she's 17. Yeah, I just... Stop. I'm trying to fucking video here. If you try to put yourself in that headspace, I get the feeling you won't see anything out of character or overly cold here. In fact, I saw a lot of realism in her reactions. I feel like with people you love, you have this base level of affection towards them that you always slingshot back to if they ever minorly upset or disappoint you. Like, maybe you're playing a game of random chance to see where you're going on your group trip. Your friend just got done poorly covering up a lie, so you ask to check the paper she used and find out she rigged it. Maybe then you you find out she doesn't even know that Europe is a continent and not a country. Oh, also, you gotta start planning for this trip because you know damn well that her and her friends aren't going to lift a finger. In this scenario, you'd probably be given some snide comments or some disappointed side eyes. And let me be clear, because I have to when describing emotions that aren't like a binary love or hate. Of course, none of these little annoyances erode any of the love that Azusa has for Yui, and they show you this. I like the little scenes where she's all excited and just hanging out with everyone like usual. Like this moment where Yui hangs over her shoulders in the hotel room and she's chill with it. Going back to my old video, looking at the scenes that I pointed to and was like, oh yeah, this is where Azusa went just way too far. It's like, well, no shit, because what kind of person writes a note like this and it doesn't fucking explain it? If you just stare at me during breakfast after acting weird the entire trip, of course you're getting the cold shoulder. You're sleeping on the couch, so to speak. It happens. Like, I don't get it. Did past me just never mildly disappoint a friend ever in his entire life? I know he did. I'm him. I'm supposed to be remaking this video, but it feels like all I'm doing is taking pot shots at its corpse, so let's wrap this up. The moment that caps off the exceptional conveyance of this relationship is this moment during the classroom performance. The two play parallel to each other for a bit, then Azusa picks a goofy note that makes them both laugh. It's short, it's sweet, it shows Azusa's acceptance of Yui's quirks by embracing imperfection herself. It's great. So, newfound respect gained. Hell yeah. But I don't feel any closer to finding that special reason for existence I'm looking for. Oh, and for the movie also. Looking back at those old interviews for guidance, I remembered Yamada saying she wanted to appeal to both old and new fans, and that got me thinking. You know, everything I just talked about perfectly aligns with that goal. Like, imagine you walk into a theater knowing nothing about these characters, and the visuals and character writing effortlessly explain and expand upon their history for you. For returning fans, you have 25 plus callbacks, like, dude, do you remember when Mio, like, tripped and fell on the stage? Like, that was so oh, she shot me. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Somehow they came pretty close to pleasing everyone with this film. I mean, obviously everybody has their own little complaints about it. Like, I think that the pacing is too slow in the first and third act. You could cut 15 minutes from this movie's runtime and I think it would be better for it. But I still feel like it's just so easy to enjoy this movie. I haven't watched anime since I stopped uploading, but I was still pulled into this world so easily, like I never left. Probably because it's just a rose-colored mirror of our own. K-on's vibe or aesthetic or whatever you want to call it, to me, is idealized realism. You take an everyday scenario, you make it beautiful while keeping it distinctly itself. The fuck does that mean? So, take a look at this like 2-second shot of a mower cutting the grass while the band is in London. I know all of you have stepped outside and seen this exact thing before, but now it's just animated, and it looks really nice. And it's in a film that makes you feel good inside. But how can that be? I thought real life was hard and dumb, and I'm specifically watching this movie to avoid interacting with it. And sure, but regardless of your intentions, K-on is gonna do what K-on do best. Get me copyright claimed, and it'll just make you feel gratitude for things you keep forgetting deserve it. It's easy for me to appreciate small details in a movie because it's like my favorite thing to think about and discuss with media. Most of you probably know that already. But I look at my notes for this movie and it's just stuff like shoutouts to this British dude who yells rice when praising the band's performance. Rice! Mugi calling the guitar string imprints on Yui's face a hickey felt so real for some reason. And Yui reaching for door handles and seatbelts on the wrong side since they're flipped in the UK is gold. These are just everyday ass scenarios. You know, the morning I wrote this part of the script, I actually forgot my watch on my way out the door even after walking back inside because I also forgot my jacket. If that was in the movie, I would have written it down. That's the level that we're on right now. I have a quiche in the oven right now. That's cinema. It's just... I'm in heaven, except heaven is just a Denny's parking lot. I know I'm making jokes, but this is my favorite thing about this series. How easily it guides you towards a state of gratitude. You know, when the credits started rolling during my rewatch, I remember mixing one of those electrolyte powders into some water, and that made me remember a conversation I had with my parents the last time I visited. I was mixing in the same packet for the drive back, and my mom asked me what brand I was using. I said I didn't know, I was just using it because it had 0 sugar and 0 calories. While I was checking the packet for a logo, my dad said that he uses Liquid IV, and I said, oh yeah, I saw that and it looked good, but I didn't get it because it was really expensive. My mom then started laughing and she agreed with me. That was about a week before I rewatched the movie, and thinking about it again right after its magic had washed over me, I realized just how far I've come since I first talked about it 4 years ago. As a college student locked down during the pandemic, I could only dream of driving myself to the store and buying something with my own money. A cheaper brand than what my parents would get, sure, but it was still mine. And that's it. It was a normal, everyday scenario. A lot of you were probably thinking, alright, where's this story going? Only to be met with nothing. I made it special and important, something that I wouldn't have done without this movie. And there's that deeper meaning I was looking for. Laugh all you want, but K-On! The movie reminds me that you can appreciate the little things, and it is always important to do so. You can see beauty in the world, even when it seems like all you're shown is ugliness. And also, like, come on. Look at us. How much have we grown in the last 4 years? I'm proud, at least. And I hope you are too. Thank you for watching. And yes, before you ask, I did start filming my full body because this is a Yamada movie, so you gotta see my legs at all times. How's that for one-upping the original video?